Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris, wrapping up our visit to Rome. It's interesting that Catholic pilgrims who come to Rome almost inevitably say what they would do as Pope, or imagine what it must be like to be Pope. There's a whole contingency of media types over here in Rome, always trying to get the inside scoop on this or that about what the Pope really meant when he said something. They dig around trying to read the tea leaves or divine why this cardinal got appointed to that office, or just as worthy of coffee house chatter, why that cardinal did not. Rome, every move of the Pope is magnified, zeroed in on, taken apart, examined, explored, commented on, criticized, praised, wondered about. All this attention. You begin to wonder if the Holy Father is nervous about waving with his right hand first, in case some intrepid journalist takes that as a clue of some soon-to-be revealed secret. It's a feeding frenzy in Rome when the Pope sneezes. But why all the attention? Focusing in on the details can easily lead one to forget about the much larger picture. The Pope is the Vicar of Christ, the Vice-Regent of the Almighty. His actions are studied the way they are studied because of the office he occupies. But what is this office? It's Chief Shepherd. The role, the function of the papacy is to preserve the continuity of the ages, the purity of the teaching of our blessed Lord. The man in that office needs to try to hold together a church threatening schism in almost every corner. Think of what must come across his desk every day. Disobedient priests living and teaching scandals, bishops actively but quietly working against his wishes, religious orders throwing up roadblocks to his directives, national Episcopal conferences sidestepping him, Catholic universities pretending to be Catholic. Every one of these and much, much more he sees. It staggers the mind, really, when you stop to think about one man sitting atop a church with over 1 billion members, all of whom he must work for to help attain eternal salvation. Think of this from the Holy Father's point of view. He sees a church flung to the four corners of the world with thousands and thousands of bishops, each of them with his own style of governing and administering, as well as each with their own governing headaches. Through his diplomatic corps, the Holy Father has to deal with hundreds of nations, some openly hostile to the Church's message, others quietly hostile. He has to handle the changing political climate in country after country as he determines what is best for the flock given the circumstances on the ground. This isn't to say he does this all alone, of course he doesn't, but he is alone in responsibility at the end of the day. He must ensure that the message of Christ handed down through the ages is preserved and proclaimed unbroken to this very broken world. For this, he is oftentimes ridiculed, mocked, misquoted, misunderstood, maligned, debased, scoffed at. He has enemies on every side, both within and without the church. And through it all, he is Peter. Tu es Petrus, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. What does the man who stands in the shoes of the fisherman think when he looks out of the window of the apostolic palace? Back in 1963, Australian author Morris West published his novel, The Shoes of the Fisherman. In one scene, an elderly cardinal says to the newly elected pope, "You are alone, Holiness, from the day of your election until the day you die. This is Calvary, and you have only now just begun to climb." So take a short moment now and pray for our Holy Father. What a blessing we have in him, and what a cross he has in this world. From Rome, I'm Michael Voris. God bless you.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.